Is it fair to say that do you feel that Judge Whitaker, by hook or by crook, wants to get this trial across the finish line to a jury no matter what? Is that a fair assessment?
I'll just let her actions speak for themselves. Okay, will Judge stand on the rulings? She pretty much has stood pat on most of her rulings. Now, when we had Judge Glanville, Miss Love learned that if she lost, but she kept arguing for long enough, and you saw this, she'd get Judge Glanville to change his mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why when I got Judge Glanville to rule for Diamante Kendrick and throwing out the bulk of his police interrogation, and Miss Love got up there and started arguing and arguing and arguing, that's why I kind of interrupted, because my fear was if I let her keep going, he was going to reverse himself. You know, that wasn't good for my client. So I was rude. I did something I shouldn't have done, and I interrupted her. But I felt I had to do that to protect my client.
All right, real quick. Why don't any of the judges who've weighed in on Glanville think that the ex parte meetings were illegal?
Well, I think that if you read Judge Krause's ruling, it was she didn't really make a ruling on that. It was more of dicta. In other words, like a little statement she threw out that doesn't really have legal weight, that you shouldn't really accord much weight to, much gravity to. So I don't think Judge Krause really made a considered ruling on that. Why didn't Judge Whitaker believe that there was an issue with it? I think she may have believed there was an issue with it, but she believed that she was able to correct it. She was able to remedy it through things that she did when she took over the case. I don't agree with that.
Right.
I think it was a mistake. I think the ex parte clearly, if you go back and read my motions, merited a mistrial with prejudice. And so there's something I completely disagree with Judge Whitaker on.
I agree. Is it fair to say that, do you feel that Judge Whitaker, by hook or by crook, wants to get this trial across the finish line to a jury no matter what? Is that a fair assessment?
I'll just let her actions speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Draw the conclusions you want to draw.
I'm with you 100%. Now, and thank you, by the way, thank you so much. So do you feel like that the approach of the state, you know, how they treated Zachary, how they treated Sledge, how they treated Woody, works against them, or do you think it works for them?
Well, I think it clearly works against them. When I was questioning Mr. Copeland, when I was questioning Woody, my intent was not to be compassionate or to make the state look bad. My intent was to do the most effective cross I could while treating him with the same humanity that I try to treat everybody with, whether it's a witness, a judge, the prosecutors, my client. I mean, I try to treat everybody with humanity. And especially as I've gotten older, I try to understand that people lead complex lives and you never know what's happening with people, what's happening in their background, what's happening in their lives at any given moment.
Right.
I don't know what kind of pressures Adrian Love is under to get a guilty verdict here. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, she's kind of worn out her welcome with me, but I feel bad when I don't. I really want to treat everybody with humanity, and that's all I was trying to do with Woody. I don't think, if you saw how I treated Mr. Zachary, I don't know that I was particularly compassionate there. I mean, I think I kind of gave him a bit of a scolding. Someone said that, you know, I came across as disappointed dad. That I don't know if that really wasn't what I was going for. But I did want to highlight to the jury that because of his lying to the cops a few years ago, he's sitting over there in that witness stand and going home. Whereas my client is, I couldn't say Rice Street, but, you know, sitting over there as a defendant. And, That's why I said, take he said he was a full grown man. I'm like, yeah, you're a full grown man. Take responsibility for your actions. So I don't know that that was compassionate, but I'd like to think that I treated him humanely.
I think disappointed dad is a good moniker, but I mean, when my dad was disappointed in me, he still treated me like a human that needed to be disciplined, that
Yeah.
brought about the disappointment. So no, I think that's
I
fine.
meant to be a little bit harsher than disappointed dad, so
Well,
I didn't quite get across what my goal was.
well, according to my dad, trust me, nobody wants to measure up to disappointed
Yeah, I know, right?
Mr. Whitaker. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Amethyst, for the $10 super. Now, Michael says this. Why does Whit rush the defense and love talker ears off a donkey? We're gonna have to get a T-shirt with a donkey with no
I
ears
know,
on it,
right?
because that might have to happen.
And I'm just surprised that people have not heard that expression. Do you not have that expression in Chicago? Is that just a Southern expression?
I never heard it till the day you said it.
I promise I didn't make it up.
But as I always say, she can talk the ears off a donkey. See, I did that.
Yo, hit that like for deal with Christian. Yo, for deal with Christian, smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it, just smash it. Hit that like for deal with Christian. For deal with Christian, smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it, just smash it. Hit that like for deal with Christian.